everyone, today we are making a gluten-free pizza. Well, the crust is gluten-free, well, the whole thing is too. But anyway, I got inspired by the cauliflower pizza crust that you see all over the web, and I made it, and I tried it, and I wasn't that impressed. It just didn't have the right texture. So I played around with the recipe, and I added a little bit of gluten-free flour to mine, and some other goodies I'm going to show you about in just a bit. And I think it turned out pretty darn good. It's something I would make again. So I'm Rockin' Robin, and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. This pizza is going to turn out to be about yay big, right? What is that, maybe a 10-inch pizza? We'll call it that. And if you eat the whole darn thing, because it's so delicious, you're going to be eating a whole head of cauliflower and a whole zucchini. Imagine that. That is healthy, don't you think? All right, let's go over our ingredients. I'll show you what all is in it. So here's the star of our show. I've got a medium-sized organic cauliflower. And over here I've got my zucchini that I got out of my garden. I'm still getting a few of those every once in a while. I'm using low-fat Greek yogurt, some Parmesan cheese, it's grated. And over here I have my mild cheddar. I used a very fine grate on that because I want it to disperse throughout my dough completely. And then in this container here I have a combination. I have some garlic powder, onion powder, some dried oregano, and basil to give it some really good flavor. And then here is I'm using 1/4 cup of the flour from Trader Joe's. This is a gluten-free all-purpose flour. I have 1 egg, and we'll top it off with a little bit of salt. That's just all for our crust. Now for our toppings, you can use anything you like, but here's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using some grated mozzarella cheese, some goat cheese because I really like that flavor, and right here I have some pesto sauce. Now I have a recipe for you that you can make from scratch. Right over here I'll leave you a link on how to do that, and you just need a little bit of that. And then I've got some tomatoes from my garden. Are you guys still getting tomatoes from your garden? I've got a few, and I'm definitely using them because you know how good they are. And then the last thing I'm going to be adding is some caramelized onion. So all you have to do here is heat up a frying pan, takes just a few minutes, add some olive oil to it over medium-high heat, toss in your thinly sliced onions and saute them, like I said, 6-7 minutes at the max. Keep tossing them over and you got this beautiful caramelized onion that adds a lot of great flavor to your pizza. So we're going to start off with our crust, of course, and I've already removed the little cauliflower florets from the big stalk, and I have a video for you if you would like to know how to do that, maybe a little easier or better for yourself. I'll leave a link right over there. I'm full of links today for how to do different things. We'll toss these into our food processor and process this down until it looks very fine, and I'll show you what that looks like as soon as we get it done. All right, so when you're done, let me show you what this should look like. All right, you see this in here? It looks just like rice, little granules of rice, and that's exactly what you want. Then place your cauliflower into a bowl that can go in the microwave, and then I'm going to place this in the microwave on high for 8 minutes. Now while the cauliflower is cooking, go ahead and get a grater and use the smallest grate that you can possibly find and grate up your zucchini. All right, so once we get our zucchini all grated up, nice and fine, I'm going to run a knife through it. And the reason for that is I want this to be really, really small. I don't want to notice that there's big chunks of zucchini in this, okay? So that's why I'm going to chop it up just a little bit further. I'm going to place this into a bowl, and we're going to cook this in the microwave, but we're only going to cook the zucchini for about 3 minutes. Now, the reason why we're cooking it is we want to help to release all the liquid in the vegetables because we need to get that liquid out. That's going to be a real key for making a good crust. So I've let the cauliflower and the zucchini cool off a bit because I want to be able to touch it, and it's going to be really hot. And now we're going to place it into, I have a nice clean towel. This is a very thin towel that I have here, and I'm going to place my cauliflower right in the middle of it. And I'm going to just use this towel to wring out as much liquid as I can get out of the cauliflower. And just bring up the edges or the ends of the towel. And I've got a bowl here that I'm just going to twist and squeeze as much as I possibly can. I might get, maybe 1/4 cup. That hasn't been, it's not unusual to get that much out. And you're going to squeeze it like the hardest you can. And it takes a little while, be patient, but like I said, this is the important part. This is gonna make or break your crust. We gotta get that liquid out of the vegetables, otherwise it's just gonna get soggy. All right, when you're tired of squeezing and you think you can't get any more out of there, look at that. I probably got about 1/4 of a cup, something like that. Then I'm gonna take this out here and place it into a mixing bowl. Now it's gonna be real sticky to your towel, but do the best you can. I guess get a spoon here and I'll scrape it out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the zucchini. Now, I'm gonna use another towel just because I feel like it. Simple as that. All right, so now that we've got our cauliflower and zucchini done, wringed out, all that moisture has been extracted, I'm gonna mix this up. I wanna combine the two so that the zucchini is integrated into the cauliflower. A fork helps to kind of spread it around a little bit. I'm trying to mix the two together. My oven is preheated to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And now we're ready to start adding our other ingredients and make up our dough. So I'm going to start off with my egg and my Parmesan cheese. And I'm just going to start mixing a little bit as we go here. For all my little spices, I'm going to combine those up before I add them. I like everything really well mixed up, and then I'm going to sprinkle it all through the ingredients. All right, so now I'm going to add the yogurt, and I'm going to spread that in there. Next, I'm going to add the flour, and I'm going to sprinkle that in. I'm going to add a little bit, stir it in, and then add a little bit more. Now I'm going to add a nice pinch of salt to this. And now I'm going to sprinkle in the mild cheddar cheese. So I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit and then I'm going to stir. And I'm going to add a little more and repeat. I'm going to be baking my pizza on a pizza stone that I have right here, and I've got a piece of parchment paper that I cut out in the shape of a circle to fit it pretty good. And that's what I'm going to be baking it on, but you can use a regular cookie sheet if that's what you have. And I'm going to go ahead and just drizzle a little bit of olive oil on the paper so that the pizza won't stick. And then I'm going to rub it, spread it around with my fingers. So now we're going to take our dough and I'm going to place it right here onto the center. First I'm going to make a little kind of a ball shaped. Okay, so I'll place that right there. And now it's just a matter of pressing this out any shape you want, really. It doesn't have to be a circle, but that's what I'm going to be doing today. And I'm just going to push this out and make it about 1/4 of an inch thick. And I'm leaving the edges here just a little bit higher. I like to let them get a little crispy. And now I'm going to place this in my oven, in the middle of the oven, for 20 minutes. So here's our crust out of the oven after 20 minutes. It's a nice golden brown. It looks great. It's been sitting here for just about 5 minutes now, and I'm ready to start dressing it up. All right, so whatever sauce that you're going to use, whether it's a red sauce or pesto sauce or whatever, just do a nice light coating, okay? If you put too much, like on any pizza really, it's just going to get soggy. So I'm just going to spread this out, nice thin layer, and go with that. And then, of course, I've got my cheese here, my mozzarella cheese, and you guys can use any cheeses you like, you know that. All right, so we'll spread this around. I'm gonna dot on some goat cheese, just a few little pieces here. That's a little too big. Just gonna put a few little pieces all around it. I just like that flavor of the goat cheese. Now I'm gonna go with my tomatoes. Love those homegrown tomatoes. And then my last addition is gonna be my onions, my caramelized onions. Gosh, I hope I'm making you hungry because this is really making me hungry. So I'm just gonna kind of spread some of these around. And this is gonna go back in the oven, same thing, same temperature, for, until everything's nice and hot and melted basically, but it could be 8-10 minutes, something like that. All right, so here's our pizza out of the oven, and I'm gonna let it cool for just about 5 minutes or so before I try and cut it. I'm hoping that crust will hold up for us like I told you that it would. And yeah, it looks great, guys. I'm gonna be taking this to Bunko tonight, so I'm hoping the ladies really enjoy it. All right, so let's give it a little slice here. Hopefully they won't mind a missing piece, right? All right, take this out. It smells so good. Look at that. Holy cow, a lot of cheese here. All right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try a little taste here. It's a little bit of everything on there. I know, you noticed I cut it with a fork. I didn't pick it up. Oh man, that is full of flavor. Guys, I hope you'll try this recipe. And if you do, of course, leave me a comment. Let me know how you like it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. And you'll be notified of new videos as they come out. Thanks for watching again, and don't forget to share and leave me a comment and give me a thumbs up. Take care. All right, so here I am picking it up. I'm gonna finish this piece off. And you can pick it up just like a regular piece of pizza. No. See you later, guys. That is good. I like it.